Ever wondered why grooms break a glass at Jewish weddings? It's an iconic moment, a tradition deeply rooted in Jewish culture, and it happens right under the chuppah, a fabric canopy held up by 4 poles. This chuppah represents the couple's new home, open on all sides, symbolizing their commitment to a welcoming household reminiscent of Abraham and Sarah's ancient tent. Picture this: the bride and groom standing beneath the chuppah, surrounded by loved ones, and in the presence of the Shechinah or Shekhinah, the divine essence of God. It's believed that even the spirits of deceased family members descend to join in the wedding festivities. It's a sacred moment, a divine gathering, and the perfect setting for the unforgettable glass-breaking ritual. As the ceremony reaches its crescendo, a glass, carefully wrapped in cloth for safety, is placed on the ground. Traditionally, this was the groom's domain, and he would be the one to smash the glass underfoot. But times have changed, and these days the bride often joins in, sometimes even shattering a glass of her own. So why do they do it? What's the significance behind this ritual? Well, it's a tradition with roots that reach far back into history, so far that it's challenging to pinpoint exactly when and how it began. However, the most accepted explanation comes from the Talmud, a central text in Jewish law and theology dating back to the 4th century CE. The Talmud teaches that even in times of great joy, we should remember moments of sorrow and destruction. This act of breaking the glass has come to symbolize the remembrance of the destruction of Jewish temples in Jerusalem. It's a moment for solemn reflection amidst the revelry, a chance to honor the hardships endured by the Jewish people throughout history. But this isn't the only interpretation of this meaningful tradition, and as we'll see later, there are quite a few more. No matter the interpretation though, the breaking of the glass is always a poignant moment, a blend of joy and reflection, and a tradition that truly stands out in the memories of all who witness it. This sacred setting is where the iconic glass-breaking ritual occurs, a tradition deeply rooted in Jewish culture. The practice is so old, it's hard to pin down exactly when it began. The tradition of breaking the glass at Jewish weddings can be traced back to the Talmud, a central text of Rabbinic Judaism, written in the 4th century CE. In this text, Barakot 5:2, there's a tale of Mar, the son of Rabbina, who during his son's wedding banquet decided to break a costly cup worth 400 zuzim, just when the rabbis were at the height of their merriment. The sudden act of shattering the cup brought a sobering silence among the revelers, reminding them of the importance of temperance, even during times of great joy. As the centuries rolled on, this tale morphed into a symbolic act during Jewish weddings. By the Middle Ages, the act of breaking the glass had taken on a more profound meaning. It became a reminder of the destruction of the Jewish temples in Jerusalem, a way to honor the suffering of the Jewish people throughout history. During one of the most joyful occasions in a person's life, a moment is taken to remember the sorrow and loss endured by their ancestors. This act of remembrance is often accompanied by the singing of Im Eshkakech Yerushalayim, or If I Forget You Jerusalem, sung by a rabbi or cantor. The words echo through the air, a haunting melody that serves as a poignant counterpoint to the joy of the wedding. It's a somber moment, a pause in the celebration, a time for reflection and remembrance. The breaking of the glass, therefore, is not just a ritual, it's a connection to the past, a nod to the sacrifices and struggles that have allowed the joyous occasion to occur. It's a reminder that happiness is often born out of hardship, that joy and sorrow are 2 sides of the same coin. And so, the joy of a wedding is tempered with a moment of somber reflection. But as with any long-standing tradition, many interpretations of its meaning have surfaced over the years. The glass-breaking ritual at Jewish weddings is no exception. This centuries-old practice has been interpreted in many ways, each infused with a unique perspective that adds depth to the ceremony. One interpretation deeply rooted in ancient beliefs sees the breaking of the glass as a symbolic representation of the consummation of the marriage. In the past, it was vital for the groom to break the glass, symbolizing the breaking of the bride's hymen during their first intimate encounter. This interpretation, although less emphasized today, underscores the physical union and the intimacy that marriage brings. Yet not all interpretations carry such weighty symbolism. Some see the shattering of the glass as an affirmation of the couple's future happiness. The fragile glass, once whole and now shattered into countless pieces, is a metaphor for the joy and laughter that will fill their lives. Each fragment represents a happy moment to be shared, an experience to be savored. This interpretation reflects the hope and optimism that underpins the marital journey, focusing on the joyous days to come. Another interpretation, with a hint of humor, suggests that the act of the groom stepping on the glass is the last time he'll be able to put his foot down. This tongue-in-cheek take on the tradition adds a touch of levity, reminding us that weddings, at their core, are a celebration of love, filled with joy, laughter, and a sprinkle of good-natured teasing. Despite these varied interpretations, what's undeniable is the emotional resonance of this ritual. Whether it's viewed as a symbol of consummation, a reflection of future happiness, or a playful jest, the breaking of the glass remains a poignant moment in the wedding ceremony. It's a moment that marks the beginning of a new chapter, a moment that echoes with the shared history of a people and resonates with the personal narrative of the couple. Despite the varied interpretations, the breaking of the glass remains a poignant moment in the wedding ceremony. The breaking of the glass tends to be one of the most anticipated and emotional events of the wedding. After the glass has shattered and the echoes of Mazel Tov have faded, the remnants of the broken glass take on a new life. Many couples choose to preserve these shards as keepsakes, transforming them into beautiful mementos of their special day. They might be incorporated into a piece of jewelry, a wall hanging, or even a part of the couple's home decor. This act serves to keep the memory of the joyous occasion alive, while also reminding the couple of the vows they made under the chuppah. The broken glass, once a symbol of solemn remembrance and celebration, becomes a physical representation of the couple's shared history and commitment to each other. So the next time you attend a Jewish wedding, when you hear the glass shatter, join in the celebration with a jubilant shout of